Female manipulation in relationships. Intro, the unspoken reality. Most men think manipulation is something that happens in business, politics, or sales. They don't realize that the same psychology can show up in their personal lives, in love, in dating, in long-term relationships. Here's the truth. Not every woman manipulates, but when it happens, it can be subtle, emotional, and deeply disorienting. A man who doesn't see it early will often wake up years later drained, broken, and questioning his own worth. This speech is not about blaming women. It's about equipping men with awareness. Because love should empower you, not weaken you. And if you don't recognize manipulation, you'll mistake control for love and weakness for devotion. Let's break down the patterns. 1. Guilt tripping, turning love into obligation. One of the most common tactics is guilt. Instead of asking for what she wants directly, she frames your refusal as proof that you don't care enough. She might say things like, "If you really loved me, you would do this. You're the only one who ever makes me feel like this. I guess I can't count on you like I thought." Slowly, your boundaries get eroded. You start doing things you don't agree with, not out of genuine love, but out of fear of disappointing her. The manipulation here is simple. She makes your no feel like betrayal. But a man with clarity knows that love isn't measured by blind obedience, it's measured by respect. 2. Silent treatment and emotional withdrawal. Punishing without words. Healthy couples communicate. Manipulative partners punish. When she's upset, instead of explaining, she goes silent. No texts. No warmth. No affection. She withholds attention until you come crawling back, apologizing for things you didn't even do. This is emotional blackmail. You learn to associate honesty with punishment. You start avoiding truth just to keep the peace. But peace built on suppression is a prison. A confident man sees the pattern. If love has to be earned through endless apologies, then it isn't love, it's control. 3. Playing the victim, flipping the script. This is one of the most powerful forms of manipulation. No matter what the situation is, somehow, she becomes the victim. You confront her about lying, she cries, "I only did it because you made me feel unsafe." You talk about her disrespect, she says, "You're always attacking me, I can't win with you." You express your needs, she replies, "You're so selfish, you never care how I feel." Suddenly the conversation shifts. Instead of addressing the problem, you're busy comforting her. Instead of holding her accountable, you're defending yourself. When a woman always positions herself as the victim, she steals both responsibility and power from you. That's not partnership. That's manipulation dressed as fragility. 4. Comparison and jealousy tactics, attacking your value. A manipulative partner will sometimes use subtle comparisons to make you insecure. She'll say things like, "My friend's boyfriend always takes her out. Other men treat their women better. You don't even try like they do. What's happening here?" She's planting seeds of doubt in your worth. She wants you to feel like you're not enough, so you'll overcompensate, work harder, give more, and sacrifice yourself just to meet an imaginary standard. But a grounded man doesn't compete with ghosts. He knows his value. He knows comparison is a tool of control, and he refuses to let it shape his self-worth. 5. Withholding intimacy, turning love into currency. One of the deepest manipulations comes when intimacy, emotional or physical, is turned into a bargaining chip. She gives affection when you comply. She withholds it when you resist. Love becomes a transaction. Obedience in exchange for connection. But intimacy should never be used as leverage. True affection flows freely, without conditions. When love becomes a weapon, it stops being love. 6. Gaslighting, making you doubt yourself. This is the sharpest, most dangerous form of manipulation. Gaslighting doesn't just control your actions, it attacks your mind. She denies things she clearly said. She twists your words. She minimizes your feelings, saying things like, "You're overreacting. You're imagining things. You're too sensitive." Over time, you start questioning your memory. You start doubting your instincts. You even start asking her to explain reality back to you. At that point, she's not just influencing your behavior. She owns your perception of truth. That's not just manipulation. That's psychological captivity. The antidote: awareness, boundaries, self-respect. So how do you protect yourself? Awareness. See the game for what it is. Once you name manipulation, its power fades. Boundaries. Set clear limits. If guilt, silence, or games are used, refuse to play along. Boundaries aren't walls. They're gates that protect your peace. Self-respect. Remember, a man who values himself won't trade dignity for temporary approval. Love should add to your life, not strip it away. Closing. The call to strength. Understand this. Not all women manipulate, but when manipulation enters a relationship, it poisons love from the inside. The man who refuses to see it will be drained, confused, and broken. The man who sees it and stands firm earns respect, clarity, and freedom. Because real love doesn't need manipulation. Real love doesn't guilt, punish, or gaslight. Real love is built on honesty, respect, and choice. So sharpen your awareness. Strengthen your boundaries. Protect your spirit. And never mistake manipulation for love. Not every woman manipulates, but when it happens, it can be subtle, emotional, and extremely powerful. Many men don't even realize it's happening until they feel drained, confused, and powerless. In this video, we break down the hidden tactics of female manipulation in relationships, from guilt-tripping and silent treatment, to gaslighting, comparisons, and withholding intimacy. These are the behaviors that can quietly erode your confidence and turn love into control. But awareness is power. Once you can recognize manipulation, you can protect yourself with clarity, boundaries, and self-respect. If you've ever felt like something was off in your relationship, or wondered why you always feel guilty, insecure, or uncertain, this is the wake-up call you need. Real love doesn't manipulate. Real love respects. Learn the difference and take back your power.